Hello, everyone. East West Books in Mountain View. We're here with Sky Nelson Isaacs. He's going to be speaking Saturday, July 17th from 7:30 to 9 p.m. on Living in Flow, Synchronicity and Wholeness. Sky is well known for his book, A Living in Flow, as well as the workshops he puts on that deal with this topic. And Sky's going to talk to you a little bit right now about it. There's going to be recording made for ticket holders. So if you go to eastwestbooks.org/events, Saturday, July 17th, Sky, maybe you want to let people know what they can hope to learn.
Well, a question that I think people come up with a lot is, how am I going to create the life that I want? How am I going to create a relationship or a job or just a personal exercise plan or whatever it is from nothing? We think about starting from nothing, and how do I fill up my bank account, or how do I fill up my day with meaningful activities? And what I would suggest is that this question stems from a sense of lack. If we start from nothing, then we're thinking about ourselves in that way. If I don't fill up my day with things to do, what am I worth? If I don't have the latest device, am I really, competitive? I want to suggest a different question. How do we get something from everything? In other words, when we start with all the possibilities that are available to us, and we think about how our choices are selecting between those branches of the tree, then we have a different perspective on choosing a reality that's already there for us. And our job is really to select, to dive into the wholeness of who we are and choose which aspects of ourselves do we want to share, which emotions do we want to encourage, and which wounds do we want to understand better and maybe heal. And I think of these wounds as filters. So let me show you what I mean by filters.
Awesome.
So in the Flow, Living in Flow, Synchronicity and Wholeness workshop, we're going to talk about how synchronicities are these events that I've studied from the perspective of physics, but they lead us to an experience of flow. When we align with circumstances, circumstances align with us, and we get those magical experiences which help us on our journey of healing, growth, and adaptation to life in the most optimal way. And what we're coming from when we live in flow is a sense of wholeness, an openness to all the aspects of who we are. And in this workshop, we don't reject any parts of ourselves. We don't reject any experiences, because every experience can serve as a synchronicity on our journey towards healing. So we look at these synchronicities through the lens of wholeness. And wholeness is something we can talk about in the realm of science. When a light leaves the sun, in this beautiful example, it travels about 8 minutes to get to Earth. But this path does not happen in sections, as we see here. We see the different possible branches that the light could take as it travels and bounces off dust in space or whatever it might do. It actually happens as a whole. The journey of the light from the sun to the earth exists as a whole. And so it's our visualizing the light on Earth. It's our receiving the light in our eyes or in our skin on Earth at the end, which determines the path that it takes to get there. And in the same way, a synchronicity is an event which comes clear at the end what the purpose was, what the meaning was of an event. And it allows the entire path of this person coming into your life, how they got there synchronistically, to unfold after the fact. And so we look at how the outcomes that we're seeking in life, the meaningful experiences we're seeking to have inside of our own bodies, are the determining factor for how life unfolds to get to us, to find us on our journey. And this is the essence of how synchronicity works, in my understanding of it. And of course, we talk about many different versions of how to look at this. There's so many different ways to look at this. And I just bring a lens of science and Carl Jung's idea of synchronicity together to give us this sense of synchronicity here. But I really welcome all the different perspectives people may bring. And the work that we do in the exercises is to take the filters that we have, the ways that we see and hear the world, the limitations that those might create on our wholeness. And we filter the wholeness of reality of the world coming at us and create stories. And our stories are based on what we're able to see and hear from life. And our stories determine what actions we take. And our actions trigger the synchronicities of life, which synchronicities are going to show up to help us learn and grow and heal. So in short, if we start from the wholeness of who we are rather than emptiness or void, then we can look at how our choices of what we think and what we feel are filtering our reality in a positive or maybe not so positive way, and the stories that result from those, which lead to ultimately the synchronicities which determine our trajectory of growth. And I hope that through this workshop, you'll gain some specific tools and a perspective that opens your mind in some wonder and awe that you can take with you into your life to brighten up your journey of self-growth and healing.
Fantastic. So July 17th, if you go eastwestbooks.org, sign up. It's going to be Sky and Nelson Isaacs on living with flow, living with synchronicity. So many different filters that we can all kind of get to know better and work with to do our great spiritual unfolding that we must all accomplish in this life. So thank you so much for being with us today, Sky.
Thank you so much, Dave. I look forward to meeting everybody.